We're going live.
No. We'll do it live.
This is the Come On Man podcast. And here's your host, Paul Bauer.
Good morning, guys. It's Wednesday. Let's finish up this list today. By God, let's finish up. You guys aren't aware. Man, this is what happens when you have you're getting ready for the show and you have the YouTube channel open so you could pin a comment, because they don't let you just do that in StreamYard, and then you start the show and then now all of a sudden there's feedback. Paul, I thought you were a professional. Hey, stuff happens. Anyway, so like I was saying, last Friday, I had a list of 20 ways to help build a man's confidence. And, whenever I have a list of 20 like this, it's near impossible to cram it all into an hour, because usually it's just the list and then I'm sort of vamping on top of it and just going through my ideas of it. And then, you guys in the chat are sounding off and we're having a good old time. And next thing you know, an hour goes by and we didn't finish this list. So brother Nathan's like, why don't we just make it a part 2 next Wednesday? Done. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing today. Let's see what's going on. Oh, if you guys did not know, Friday, it's not going to be a live. I already have the episode done. I recorded it on Sunday morning. I recorded Friday's episode. I'm going to be, the episode on Friday is going to be on 15 lessons from the Book of Puck. If you guys aren't familiar with the Book of Puck, it is a phenomenal book. It's pre-red pill, right? Oh, look at this. Yeah. Paul looking buff. That's right. That's right. I'm putting in those reps, baby. I'm putting in those reps. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, Book of Puck. If you guys haven't read it, it's a great book, man. It's pre-red pill, but it comes from a guy who went by Puck, and he would post these forum posts in the old SoSuave forum. And if you guys don't know what SoSuave is the forum that Rollo Tomasi came out of, right? Rollo spent a lot of time in that community as an admin, and Puck was in there, right? This is like early 2000s. And so somebody, not Puck himself, but somebody took all of Puck's posts and compiled it into a book. And it's the Book of Puck, right? And there's also another book like the Puck Manifesto. I haven't read that one. That's on my list, but I can't find a good audio version of it. I don't want to actually read it. You know what I mean? Like sit down and read it. I've got so many. I made it a goal this year to read more, physical books, paperback books, and it just takes me forever to get through those. So I just want to listen to that on audio. Can't find a good one, but there's a couple of different audio versions of the Book of Puck out there. And one that I have linked in Friday's episode is Jack Napier's version. Jack Napier has an audio version of the Book of Puck available on his Gumroad store. And then I think if you just join his YouTube channel membership, like he gives it to you for free. So look into that. But chapter 3, I think it's chapter 3 in the Book of Puck, is 15 lessons for young men. And I was like, you know what? Let's do this as an episode. It's good content. It's easy content. I can knock this out and make it a pre-record for my live on Friday. So that's what Friday's episode is. And the reason why it's a pre-record is because I'm going to be riding my motorcycle all the way up to Sturgis, baby. Up to Sturgis, South Dakota. I'm going to be crashing at Aaron Clary's house at the bunker, Aaron Clary's bunker. He's let me go up there, and I'm meeting Glenn Lawrence in Denver. And when I see that sumbitch, all right, it's going to be a sneak attack. Okay, don't tell him. Don't send him this episode. Okay, guys, this is between us. All right, this is between us. I'm gonna sneak up on that sumbitch, and I'm gonna cold cock him with like a hammer or something. I'm gonna take out his leg, Nancy Kerrigan style, right? And then that way, if he doesn't show up to Summer Smash, I win by forfeit. You see what I'm saying? You see, this plan is foolproof, guys. It's foolproof. Okay, just don't tell Glenn Lawrence, because If he knows that I'm going to sneak attack him, he's going to be ready for me, or he's going to bail on me, whatever, whatever. But then I'm going to have to face him at Summer Smash. All right. And this guarantees that I win by forfeit. You see what I'm saying here? I've got a plan in mind, guys. So do not tell Glenn Lawrence. Do not tell Glenn Lawrence. All right. Let's do the housekeeping, and then we'll get to this list today. We'll finish up this list. If you guys haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, hit those notifications. You know what to do. Sound off in the live chat, guys. This goes by much smoother if you guys are participating in the live. And then if you guys are watching on the replay afterwards, drop a comment below your favorite emoji. If you guys are listening on your favorite audio platform, listening to the replay, give us a 5-star review. It helps more than you know. And then I periodically read the reviews from Apple Podcasts on the show. So if you want a cool little shout out, then leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, and I'll share it on a future episode. Follow me on social media. The links are in the description. Guys, send super chats. Last Wednesday, I did an episode on, we're not at the 8-minute mark. I did an episode on sexual escalation, right? Like how to get to that next level, how to get that girl to the bedroom. You know what I mean? Right. I did an episode on that, and that episode's demonetized, and I filed an appeal for it, and it's still sitting in the review stage on YouTube. And it's been a whole week. So send super chats, because a lot of these episodes go against the narrative. It goes against the female imperative, and they demonetized my stuff. So the only way to fight back is by viewers like you guys supporting the show. Get on the email list.comeonmanpod.com. You get a PDF with 20 dating app openers that are guaranteed to capture a woman's attention in the first 7 words. All right. Because a lot of dudes have no idea how to open on a dating app, right? They say, "Hey, what's up, beautiful? You look like trouble." Or they put, little wave emojis or whatever. And it's all unoriginal nonsense that most women just are inundated with matches. So instead of trying to match with everybody that they do match with, right? Instead of like actually having a meaningful connection with everyone that they match with, they're trying to filter out all their options, right? Guys are trying to have a connection with literally everyone they match with. Women aren't. Women match with everybody, and then they go, okay, now that I have all these matches, who's a good candidate? And one of the ways they do that is they filter what guys say by just reading what they're saying in the preview mode, right? And so if you don't capture her attention in the first 7 words, you're going to get lost in the sauce, and you're not going to get a reply back. If you're getting matches, right, but you're not getting girls to respond to you, get on the email list, get the openers, and spruce up your openers. Okay. If you're not getting matches at all, it's because your pictures suck. That's 99% of the reason why you're not getting matches at all. It's because your pictures suck, right? Or if you have good pictures, maybe you're a ugly bastard. Okay, maybe you're a fat piece of crap. All right, maybe you need to lose some weight. Maybe there's something else about you that needs to be addressed. Okay, if you got a messed up grill, right? Chicks don't want to make out with a guy that's got a disgusting looking mouth, right? So maybe look into some teeth whitening. Maybe look into orthodontist work and get your teeth straightened. All right, it's never too late. Never too late to invest in yourself. Okay, but all those types of things will help you do better on dating apps. And then once you start getting the matches, then you need openers. You know what I mean? Like, success on dating apps comes down to 4 things. Comes down to your pictures, your bio, how you open, and how you close. That's really what it comes down to. So this will help you with how you open. All right. And then you also get some free stickers. Check it out. I got new Rule 0 stickers to add to this mix. I got Rule 0 stickers. So if you sign up for the list, you get the PDF, and I mail you stickers too. It's win-win. And if you like those designs, they're available as merch as well. Coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts, all that kind of stuff at merch.comeonmanpod.com. Check out the Practical Law of Attraction course, LOA.comeonmanpod.com. It's a mindset course. It's got nothing but 5-star reviews. And the guys that have taken the course all the way and actually applied the information are seeing actionable results right now, right? And so a lot of people look at the law of attraction, they see the movie The Secret, and they think it's this woo-woo magical manifesting nonsense, and it's really not. It's really, if you think about it, if you break it down into the psychological explanation, it's all about changing your paradigm, changing deep-rooted self-limiting beliefs, right? And I show you how to change all that, because our results come from our actions come from our thoughts, right? If you are not getting the results that you want, you got to reverse engineer that, change your thoughts, which will change your actions, which will change your results. Check that out. LOA.comeonmanpod.com. Get on the beer club, guys. Get in the beer club. Get in the beer club. Beer.comeonmanpod.com. We are getting lots of signups for this. I just told the group yesterday, because I was editing this following Monday's episode, and I every week when I'm editing Monday's episodes, I have to update the beer club credits at the end of Monday's episodes. And there's sometimes where we don't I don't have any updates to do, but lately it's just like every episode I'm like, oh crap, I gotta add this guy. Oh crap, I have like 3 lines of dudes in there now. So it's a good group of guys. It's getting popular. We're getting lots of attention on that, and guys just don't have an outlet. Guys just don't have an outlet of a good group of like-minded guys that they can go to with their stuff, So I created the beer club, right? I sort of stole the idea from Vince from Masculine Geek, but it was a good idea. And he limits access to his, I think he calls it the Fortress of Solitude or something like that. He limits access to that to like 12 members. So I'm like, well, why limit it at all? Guys need a good group of guys. So I created the beer club. So if you guys try going to Masculine Geek Life, and maybe you guys don't want to talk about D&D, maybe you do, right? But he's only got limited spots. I don't. So anyways, check that out. It's a good group of dudes. And then every month we actually meet up virtually like this on StreamYard. It's not recorded. And we have drinks. We have drinks and talk about guy stuff, right? It's not, there's no format to it. It's very casual. You can come for 5 minutes. You can come for the whole hour. It doesn't matter. Last time we were there for an hour and a half, and we were talking about all sorts of stuff. We ended up talking about Patrice O'Neal's dirty pirate joke and stuff like that. You could talk about that stuff amongst the boys, but as soon as you get girls involved, all of a sudden, like, oh, now we're offending girls and stuff like that. So that's why girls aren't invited, right? This is for the boys. All right. So check that out. It's only $10 a month. Beer.comeonmanpod.com. The link's in the description for that. And then finally, if you guys want one-on-one coaching, that's available as well. I've moved everything over to Gumroad. So if you go to gumroad.comeonmanpod.com, that'll actually show all the offerings I have, including the email list, the Law of Attraction course, and the beer club. But if you want one-on-one coaching, that's available as well. Let me play a commercial for the beer club, and then we'll get to these to this list today.
Here's a harsh truth that everybody gets upset about online when I say it. They get upset because of their ego investment into the fairy tale idea of love and partnership. They get upset because of their ego investment into the idea that their woman is their best friend, their confidant, and they think that love will conquer all, and that their woman will be there through thick and thin. The truth is that as a man, your woman is hardwired biologically and psychologically to want you to be her rock. It doesn't work the other way around. Women do not care about your struggles as a man. They may think they care. They may even want to care, but her evolutionary DNA will not let her care. If you bring her your problems, she will lose attraction for you over time, and she will leave. Now, whenever I talk about this, people lose their minds and start talking about men unaliving themselves. The faster that men learn that women don't care about our struggles, the faster we'll save the lives of men. Men off themselves because of their own ego investments in the Disney fairy tale lie. And when that fairy tale goes up in flames, they get zeroed out and they end things. Men do need a proper outlet for dealing with their problems, but going to their woman isn't the answer. Men need a tribe. They need a brotherhood. That's why I created my beer club. It's a monthly virtual hangout for men only. It's a place where men can be men. It's a place where men can talk about guy stuff without having to worry about offending women. It's a place where they can go without having to worry about being called toxically masculine. It's a place where they can go to solve their problems. Because men solve problems. Women cause problems, you dig? Visit beer.comeonmanpod.com. That's beer.comeonmanpod.com to sign up.
All right, guys. Yeah, so check that out. Beer.comeonmanpod.com. We got some super chats today. And I got a new soundbite for you. So brother Nathan sent a $2 super chat. You get this today, man. You get this. Listen to this. I got news for you, baby. Looking at the all right. Nathan's the man. He sends super chats all the time. Appreciate it, brother. And then we got Nurse Chick. Babe, you don't have to send me $5. You know what I mean? I'll put out. You know that. She says she's a big fan of the sexual escalation. # go for the kiss. Yeah. If you, I don't know if I've told this story in the podcast. I think I have. But when I met Nurse Chick, we actually met up for coffee. And I don't typically recommend coffee dates, right? Because that sort of sends out a friend vibe. But she was working graveyard shifts at the time. And so I met her for coffee. It was the only opportunity. It happened to be on WrestleMania Sunday. So, and I was just finishing up my motorcycle classes at the time. So went to my motorcycle class, went to the coffee shop, met up with Nurse Chick. We had a really good conversation. It was a good time. And then I walked her to her car and I went in for a kiss, right? Like we do. And after that, she was just like, she was hooked, right? She was hooked. 2 years later, she's sending me super chats. You know what it's all about, guys. You know what it's all about. All right, let's get through this list today. Okay, so last Friday we went through the first 10. So now we're going through 11 through 20. All right. So the first one in the second half of the list is surround yourself with positive influences. Be around people who uplift and support you. How many of you guys have a circle of friends that are negative as hell and drag you down? How many? Like, raise your hand. How many of you guys have family members that are negative as hell and drag you down? Like, raise your hand, right? That's called life. That's called life. A lot of us do, right? And what you find is you either have to cut these people out of your life or you need to extremely limit your interactions with them. You know what I mean? And that's hard to do, especially if they're family members, but you can absolutely limit your interactions with them, right? I've had to do that. I love my parents, but they are negative as hell. They are negative as hell, and they just drain on me. You know what I mean? And so I limit my interactions with them. Love them to death. I go and help them when needed, but I don't go over there all the time. You know what I mean? My mom's like the queen of the guilt trip. The other day, I sent her a voice message on Telegram, and she was like, I really could use a phone call, but I guess this will do. Maybe you can send me voice messages on this when I'm dead. Like just stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, maybe I can. We'll have to find out, right? Like I don't play with that stuff. But yeah, so going to the surround yourself with positive influences. If you guys have read the 48 Laws of Power, you guys probably know law number 10, right? But if you haven't read that book, read that book. It's a must read. Okay. Now, a lot of people look at the 48 Laws of Power like it's the narcissist Bible. It teaches you how to be a narcissist. Nah. What it does is it teaches you how to recognize that type of thing when it's being used against you, right? It's important to know. But law number 10 says infection. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. People who are perpetually miserable spread misery like an infection, and you will drown in it. Okay. So one of the best things you could do is, if you want to boost your confidence, is get out of that. Get in a good group of dudes that will lift you up. All right. Get in the beer club, right? Or join, if you guys don't want to join the beer club, join the 3% Brotherhood, right? That's free. You just have to have read a book, right? The admission is an investment in yourself anyway. You know what I mean? But either you join for $10, join the beer club, or you read a book. But either way, you got to invest. Okay, you got to do something. And the links for both of those are in the description, but those are both good communities that you could join to help lift yourself up, boost your confidence, right? Let's see, before we get to the next one, Remington says, how can I be confident when I have stretched skin from all the weight loss? Well, one, you lost all that weight. That's something you should be proud of, right? That should be something you should be proud of. Now, if you have stretched skin, that's not that big of a deal, right? If you have loose skin, that's more of a problem. If you have a bunch of like flabby loose skin, because you can't get rid of that without surgery, right? But if you just have like stretch marks, I have stretch marks. I have stretch marks on my legs, especially. I have stretch marks. They're not that noticeable, for one. And two, you can put like vitamin E oil and vitamin E lotion on that stuff and reduce the looks of that. But for the most part, if you get to a point where you're taking clothes off in front of chicks, they don't care. They're invested at that point. You know what I mean? So just be confident. Just be confident that, hey man, I lost all this weight. And then look around. Look around. I talked about this last week, right? If you look at like other guys that you're competing with when it comes to dating, you'll find that a lot there's an obesity problem in the United States. There's an obesity problem. And what you'll find is 75% of the dudes that you're competing with are overweight. And if you're just not fat, that you're already in the top 25% of guys. So what you'll see is like, oh my God, dude, I'm much better looking than all these guys, right? That'll boost your confidence too. So don't worry about the stretch marks that much, man. Don't worry about the stretch marks. Let's see here. AJ, what? You watched SummerSlam? What are my thoughts? Yes, I did watch SummerSlam, and it was awesome. I loved the Cody Rhodes match. That one pretty much went the way I thought it would, right? Because usually at WrestleMania and SummerSlam, the two biggest events of the year, those are baby up events, right? That's where like good guys usually come out on top. And so I knew I had an idea that Cody was going to beat Brock Lesnar, right? And no one ever beats Brock totally clean. Like there's always some kind of shenanigans, like, so Brock, removed the turnbuckle pad and Cody like pushed him into it. And that was it, right? That's the catalyst. That kind of thing in wrestling, if you guys didn't know, the psychology of wrestling keeps Brock looking strong, right? But because he lost, but he lost because of that technicality. You know what I mean? But Cody won because he capitalized on it. You know what I mean? But Cody wasn't cheating. He used it to his advantage. So he looks good too. So that's how you get two guys still looking good, even with one guy losing. You see, there's psychology there. So that was a good match. I didn't catch the whole Logan Paul match. So I don't have a comment about that. The Roman Reigns, Jey Uso match, or was it Jey or yeah. That one was good. I'm getting a little sick of the Roman Reigns stuff, though. I think, that's getting played out. Let's see here. Overall, it was good. It was good. I don't want to make this whole episode about SummerSlam, though. Yeah, I was shocked that Jimmy turned too. That was a good part of that match, though, because now it's like, oh crap! Like how does his brother turn on him like that? Right? Yeah. That's going to be a good storyline. That's going to be a good storyline. All right, let's get back to this list, guys. Let's get back on topic. Number 12, focus on your strengths. Identify your talents and capitalize on them to boost your confidence. This is important because a lot of guys start thinking about what they don't have, right? Like we got Remington over here. He lost a shitload of weight, but he's focused on the stretched skin. The strength is that he lost all the weight. Focus on that. You know what I mean? Focus on that. Focus on the good stuff. My strengths, right? Glenn Lawrence and I go back and forth for the Summer Smash stuff. And one of the things that he's bragging about is how he can like bench press 315 pounds, right? With the slingshot band though, with the slingshot band. Can he do that without it? That's a good question. Anyway, no, he's like throwing around a crap load of weight. Well, I don't lift that much weight. I don't lift that heavy. I'm not a big dude, but I run a lot, right? I'm a runner. I run pretty much a 10K every day, 5 days a week. You know what I mean? So like, that's a strength of mine. So focus on that. Focus what you're good at. You know what I mean? Be proud of what you're good at. You don't have to be like everybody else. You know what I mean? Find something that you're good at and be proud of it. Let's see here. We got number 13 is accept compliments gracefully. Learn to accept praise and believe in the positive feedback you receive. This on Friday I talked about positive self-talk, right? Positive self-talk. A lot of us have a negative self-talk in our heads that hold us back, right? We tell ourselves, we focus on stuff like stretch skin and whatever, instead of focusing on like focusing on the positive stuff, talking about how, dude, I'm a badass. I lost a shitload of weight, right? So when someone compliments you, it sort of goes the same way. Like we have a hard time accepting it if we don't believe it, right? Start believing it, right? If someone gives you a compliment, unless you could just totally tell that they're just being disingenuous, right? My ex-wife was really good at this. She would go up to people and offer them empty compliments because she thought she was buttering them up, but it really did come across as disingenuous, and most people saw right through it. Right? So if you can sort of tell when someone's being like that, but if someone's giving you a genuine compliment, accept it, right? Just accept it. Be like, thank you. And think about it, dwell on it. Be like, man, I just got a really nice compliment right now. Own that stuff. It's not about, like, a lot of people worry about their ego and I got to be humble. No. You know what, the differences between guys who are really good with chicks, that maybe struggle in the looks department, guys who are somewhat struggle in the looks department, but are still good with chicks. What the differences between them and guys that struggle in the looks department and suck with chicks is they have irrational self-confidence, right? They don't, you can't tell them that they're ugly because they don't care. They don't believe it, right? It doesn't matter. They have the confidence to go in and they just own the situation. Chicks respond well to confidence. They're not as visually stimulated as guys are. You know what I mean? Like, women care about looks, but not to the extent that guys care about looks, right? Women care more about your confidence. And so if you just start sort of having a little bit of arrogance, right? It actually helps you. Get rid of this. I'm trying to be humble. We're past the 8-minute mark. Fuck that. Fuck humble. Fuck being humble. All right? Fuck it. You want to sort of have a little bit of an ego. You want to have a little bit of an ego. Okay? Not a lot. You don't want to be a douchebag, right? There's a difference. there's some nuance to this, guys. But you do, it's actually healthy to have a little bit of an ego and accept compliments, right? Right? Okay. One thing that guys also suck with is letting people do good things, letting people do nice things for them, right? That was something I had to learn. That. A lot of guys, it's nice guy behavior, right? A girl says, hey, let me cook you dinner. And you're like, no, let me cook you dinner, babe. You worked so hard. Let me do it for you. No, like, women want to do nice things for guys that they're interested in. Just let them, right? Nurse Chick, when I was running, training for a marathon, one of the races I did leading up to the marathon was I did an 18-mile trail race, and Nurse Chick says, can I make you any dinner? And so it's my gut instinct was to tell her, no, that's okay. Let's just go out to eat or something like that. Instead, I caught myself and I said, how's your fried chicken? Right? I let her cook me fried chicken. She made the best fucking fried chicken I ever had too. Nurse Chick can cook, man, guy. So, but anyways, you just got to sort of let them do nice things for you. And the same thing goes with compliments. You just got to accept them. Thank you. Just say thank you. All right. What else we got here? We got accept compliments. 14, learn from failures. And I have here, you either win or you learn. There's no such thing as losing. You didn't lose. You learned a lesson. All right. That's one of the things that I just had a a call, one-on-one call with one of my coaching clients. And he was talking about a situation where he was at a social event, and there was a gal that he saw there that he had a little bit of interest in, and he had the gumption to go up and at least like start conversing with her. And then he asked her if she had a boyfriend, right? Because he was trying to qualify to see if he can get her number or not. I told him, maybe next time don't even ask, right? Just ask for the number, because a lot of times it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But that's a learning experience, right? At least he had the balls to do that. Most guys don't even get to that level of conversation. They won't even go up and talk to a chick. He did. So I was like, but he was beating himself up over it because he didn't get the number. And I was like, dude, there's nothing to beat yourself up over. Like you had the balls to go up and talk to this chick and converse with her, and you did your 3 tests of interest, right? The third test would have been getting her number, but instead of asking directly for the number, he asked if she had a boyfriend, and she said she did. So he did what he should have done, which is like, okay, cool. Well, nice meeting you. Right. Moved on. But it was a good lesson overall. It was a good lesson overall. He didn't lose anything, right? There's nothing to lose there. And then he also had a situation where he got AMOG'd at a party a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, he was really beating himself up over that. And I was like, dude, don't. This is a learning experience, right? Now you know how to handle yourself in a situation like that. So if it ever happens again, you know what to do. Like this is a good opportunity to learn. Don't think of it like you lost something. You didn't lose anything. You didn't lose shit, right? You learned what not to do next time, or what to do next time, right? So don't be afraid to fail. It's not failing, it's learning. It's an opportunity, right? I went on plenty of dates that didn't go anywhere, but they were all great learning opportunities. They were all great practice. You know what I mean? All right, number 15, practice public speaking. Oh, this is a good one. Guys. I was thinking about this, right? Because I was thinking about this, before doing the show, I was trying to think of ways that, my guys can work on their confidence, because a lot of the times, guys enter, coaching, they go into date coaching just because they do have a lack of confidence for the most part, right? And that a lot of us do. A lot of us have to fake it till we make it type thing, right? But I was trying to think of things that have helped boost my confidence over the years. And one of the things was I used to do acting, right? I was when I was in high school, I'm such a nerd, man. I have a Letterman jacket, right? But not from like football or wrestling or something like that. I got a Letterman jacket for drama. Because I was a thespian. And so, but the thing is, when you do that sort of thing, public speaking, acting, improv, that sort of thing, you got to get up in front of people and talk, right? And a lot of people, they would rather die. They would rather die than get up in front of a group of people and talk. So that takes confidence to do that. It takes some balls to do that. It gets you out of your comfort zone to do that. And I had to learn how to do that when I was in high school. And the first couple of plays I did in high school, man, like the opening night, I would go out on stage and my heart would be like, but I would, try to get through my lines without, hyperventilating and stuff like that. But the first night was always the worst. But after I did the first night and realized like, hey, the crowd didn't boo me. The crowd didn't the crowd was sort of on my side. They want you to do good, right? The same thing on a date. The girl's rooting for you. She wants you to do well. She doesn't want to go on a shitty date. No one wants to go on a shitty date. They're rooting for you, right? Same with public speaking. But if you can get good at that, if you could join like a local Toastmasters, right? That's a public speaking club where you basically get up and give speeches and work on your public speaking ability. You could join an improv group, a local acting troupe, right? There's lots of local acting troupes wherever you're at, right? Even in small towns like this, people like to put on plays and go to plays and stuff like that, right? I was in acting in high school, but all that stuff is facing your fears and stepping outside your comfort zone. We talked a lot about that during the first half of the list on Friday last week. But it gets you good at, especially improv. Improv is really good for this, but it gets you good at thinking on your feet in the moment, right? So does acting, honestly, because if you can't remember your line, you have to improv in the moment, or else you fuck up the scene, right? Doing this podcast in front of people on the internet, that will get you outside your comfort zone. That's why I don't have a problem with it. I used to do acting and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with getting up in front of people and talking in front of a camera, in front of people in the live chat and stuff like that. I don't care. But this sort of thing will get you outside your comfort zone and get you good at being in front of an audience of one, right? Number 16 here, practice your social skills. So being someone who's a good communicator and can develop rapport with people, it builds confidence, right? If you get good at going into social interactions and just talking with people, it doesn't even have to be women, right? That's one of the things that I learned from Dr. Robert Glover's book, is how important it is to just get out and go talk to everybody. Because once you get good at just talking to everybody, whenever you run into a chick that you find attractive, you're already doing that. You're already socially lubricated. You're already good at talking to people. So why not just walk up and talk to her, right? You don't have to have a pickup line. Talking to a hot chick is no different than talking to an old chick, right? You want to treat everybody the same, essentially. And that will actually set you apart, because a lot of dudes are putting the hot girls on pedestals. And so when you don't do that and you treat them like a human being, they're just like, what's this guy about? This guy, he's not putting me on a pedestal. What's up with him? Now you're setting yourself apart just by treating her like a person. Isn't that weird? Oh, let's see here. Yeah. Nathan says, take the course and change your mindset. It's easier to talk in front of people. Yeah. You're talking about the Law of Attraction course, right? Nathan's actually taken the course. So he's one of the guys. He's talking about this. Change your mindset about stuff like that. That'll help you with that. For sure. That helps you with everything. It's not just learning the law of attraction helps you out in all areas of life. It's not just, whamming or whatever. It's not just, business, or it's everything, because everything starts in your head. Everything starts in your head. So it's the reason why I made that my first course. I didn't make a dating course, because a lot of guys, you say, hey, go be good at dating. They're like, I don't know how to, I suck and all this stuff. And they have all these self-limiting beliefs. You got to fix what's in your head first, and then go out there. They call that inner game, right? Okay. So what do we got here? We have practice social skills. There's a great book on this, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It came out like in the 1930s, Dale Carnegie. Great book. It's timeless. What he taught in that book from the 30s applies today. This is where the idea of getting girls to do 80% of the talking on a date comes in, because not just women, but everybody, their favorite subject is themselves typically. And so if you ask a lot of people and take a genuine interest in other people and what they're about, you build rapport. It's probably the easiest way to build rapport with people. And when you build rapport with people, you get them on your side, and you do that by taking a genuine interest in them and asking them questions about themselves, right? You can also join the beer club. Okay. Join the beer club, and you can practice your social skills in there, because every month we actually meet up and have a video call like this. And I make everybody talk. Okay. You can't just show up to beer club and be a wallflower, because if I see that you're not talking, I will start asking you specific questions. And it's not to be a dick. It's not to, amog you or anything. It's really to learn about you, for one, because I'm trying to take a genuine interest in people. And then two, it's break you out of your shell a little bit, talk to the dudes. And it's a safe space, guys. It's a safe space. Like, no one's in there being a douchebag. Everyone in there is very supportive. You know what I mean? So if you don't have an outlet to practice your social skills, join the beer club. It's only $10. You know what I mean? Think of it like skipping Starbucks once or twice a month. Let's see here. 17, limit comparison. Avoid comparing yourself to others, as it can be detrimental to your self-confidence. Nurse Chick actually dropped this in the comment already. Only compete against yourself. Yes. Yes. One thing I love about Nurse Chick is that she's on her own journey. You know what I mean? She's on her own journey of leveling up, which tends to make, if she's doing it and I'm doing it, like we're both putting that effort in. That's why like our relationship is effortless, because we're both putting in effort on ourselves, right? On ourselves. So anyway, she's right. Only compete against yourself. I think I just heard one of my kids get up and talk. I guess I need to have an on-air light. I need to have an on-air light so my kids are quiet. Shut up, kid. This kid. Anyway, guys, like we're professional podcasters here. You guys probably didn't hear it though. Oh, it's not my kids. It's my dog. My dog is, she's dreaming. Okay, it's not my kids. My kids, I thought my kids were better trained than that. All right. Oh, hey, look, Alex Delander, he sent us a $4.99 super chat. You are hitting the nail on the head with the books by Dr. Glover and Dale Carnegie. Yes, you get this, man. You get this. We got a new soundbite today. This song is stuck in my head now, by the way. I got news for you, baby. You're looking at the man. Yeah. Alex, you are the man for sending the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate that. Yeah, Dr. Glover's books are life-changing. I've read all of his books. He's got 3 of them. If you didn't know, he has 3 of them. He's got No More Mr. Nice Guy. He's got Dating Essentials for Men, which I've read Dating Essentials for Men a dozen times now. I've read No More Mr. Nice Guy twice. And then his 3rd book is it's actually more of a manual, I think, for coaches, really, because it's his frequently asked questions book. So it's Dating Essentials for Men, Frequently Asked Questions, which is I find super helpful as a coach, because when guys send me questions that I'm not sure how to answer, because maybe I haven't experienced that, it's in his book and how he answered it, and I'm like, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and then it brings me back mentally to what he talks about in Dating Essentials for Men. So outstanding books. Yeah, and then Dale Carnegie, man, it's a classic. And I look at Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People like the Jedi version of influence and power. And then the 48 Laws of Power, like the dark side, the Sith version of that. But it's all the same. It's all the same. Power and influence. It's important. Okay. So yeah, anyway, limit comparison, right? Compete against yourself. Be better than you were yesterday. Worry about that. Don't worry about what other guys are doing. Be better than you were yesterday. And what you'll find is you'll actually be a more attractive person, and you actually will end up being, better than other guys around you. Number 18 here, fake it until you make it. Fake it until you, oh, hey, Star, what's up? Come on over to the YouTube side. Come over to YouTube. Fake it until you make it. Okay. Now, there's mixed opinions on fake it till you make it. There's some people that don't like that idea. And then there's other people that subscribe to it. I personally subscribe to it. Right. I did this when I was in sales. I actually learned this when I was in sales. I did door-to-door office supply sales. If you want to learn how to get people to like you quickly, do door-to-door office supply sales for commission only. There's a gal that I had on my podcast a couple months ago. She goes by Jamie Date. She's like one of the few female dating coaches that I have respect for, because she worked for the same company I worked for, and so I know her training experience when it comes to sales and getting people to like you quickly, and having that sort of understanding gives her a unique experience to filter her date coaching advice through, because she's not just looking at it from a woman's solipsistic emotional relationship point of view. You know what I mean? She's looking at it from the sales standpoint, which guys have to master, because dating is sales, right? So, but this is one of the things that they taught us was fake it till you make it. And basically you want to go out there and be bubbly and all this kind of stuff and have high energy and all this stuff. And what you'll find is when you start doing that, at first it feels it feels unnatural because that's not you. That's not how you normally act. But the more you do it, just like anything else, it becomes a habit. And when you make that a habit, now it is a part of who you are. It is what you do naturally because you're doing it all the time. You see what I'm saying? That's why fake it till you make it actually does work. So, so if you act like a more confident person, right? If you act like a more confident person, if you just, follow the 3-second rule when it comes to going up and talking to chicks, right? Which is, if you don't know what the 3-second rule is, if you see a chick and you think she's hot, you have 3 seconds to talk to her, or you're going to talk yourself out of it, right? So just don't think, act. Just go up and blurt something out, okay? If you start doing that at first, it's going to feel unnatural. You're going to be, your heart's pounding, all that stuff. But the more you do it, the more it's just becomes a part of who you are, right? It's a muscle memory. It's not necessarily acting like you don't normally act, because in order to change any kind of behavior, you have to act, at least at first, like you don't normally act, right? Until it becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, then it does become a part of who you are. Right. So it's not, a lot of people think it's disingenuous to fake it till you make it. It's not. It's about changing bad habits that are ineffective and then starting to do habits that are effective and just changing those habits. That's what it really comes down to. Right. So you want to act like a more confident person, being aware of it and making an effort to always try to act more confident. So like if you catch yourself acting not confident, if you catch yourself acting sort of timid and shy, just like shake it off and then just default to boldness, default to bold action, right? But you can only do that if you're aware of it. And then once you're aware of it and then you are consciously making the effort to do it, it'll become more natural the more you do it, right? It'll become a habit. So that eventually will become a part of who you are. 19, write your field reports. And I did a whole stream on field reports, right? We used to call them date updates in the old 3% man group, but they're essentially the same thing. And in Praxeology, Ryan's book, Praxeology Frame, he talks about the importance of why that works, why that's such an important thing to do, is because if our memories suck, right? Our memories aren't very clear. They get foggy over time. And the more distance you have between an experience and thinking back on it, the more it changes in your mind. That's why like eyewitness testimony is garbage in court, because people's memories are foggy. But if after you have a date, you immediately sit down and write out what happened on the date, what went well, what didn't go well, stuff like that, it's fresh in your mind and you're actually putting it on either paper, or if you take it to it's better to do it in a group, right? Either the beer club or the 3% brotherhood, either one is good for this. Links are in the description for both. But if you take it to a good group of dudes, you not only are you putting it down for yourself to go back on and look at later and to be able to evaluate what needs to change and what you need to capitalize on more, but you also have an objective third-party group of guys that are analyzing it too, going, you know what, this right here, you probably don't realize this, but this isn't that good. You should modify this behavior over here. You shouldn't have said this here, and this is why. There's psychology behind this here. It's good. It's a good thing to do. I had a guy in the beer club yesterday. He went on a date that didn't go so well, and one of the things that he put on there was that he thought the date was garbage because the girl wasn't asking about him enough. And I actually was explaining to him how that's actually, you can use that to your advantage, because women like mystery. And typically you'll find that most girls, when you go on a date, don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about you or your story. And so if you go into a date, sort of just owning that, just being like, yeah, they don't care. They don't care. What you could do is that gives you an opportunity to take a genuine interest in her, let her do 80% of the talking. You want her to do 80% of the talking anyway. And then just don't offer anything about yourself, because the more you keep her talking and the less you say about yourself, the more of a mystery you are. And the more invested she's going to be, because she's going to be like, I don't know anything about this guy. What's up with this guy? You know? And the more you do that, the more that attraction builds. The more she's trying to figure you out. Girls want to figure you out just with their female intuition anyway, right? The more she's worried about trying to figure you out because you haven't told her anything, the more she's thinking about you, the more that builds heat, healthy emotional anticipation and tension. And that's what builds attraction, right? So don't worry about her not asking you questions and caring about what you're doing. Use that to your advantage. Be a mystery, right? So I explained that to him in the chat. So I was like, I had to have him change his viewpoint on that. Change your thinking on it. You know what I mean? Let's see. Barbarian says, I've been working with Ryan. Field reports, more than just memory. Writing with RP framework changes the way you think, requires your brain, rewires your brain. Okay. Yeah. Rewires your brain. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, it does. Ryan talks about it. Ryan talks about it as your OODA loop, right? You got to change your OODA loop. Go back and watch my episode on field reports. I explain what OODA loop is. I'm not going to get into that today. AJ says, one way that helped me gain confidence was watching the way I walked. Yeah. I watch how Chris Jericho walked when he was a heel, 2008, when he was in the suit. Watching wrestling has helped me. Dude, wrestling is a masterclass in psychology. I did a whole stream on how wrestling is a masterclass in psychology, but you're right. Yeah. James Bond, I did last Friday's list talked about body language and how having more of a dominant masculine presence, alpha type body language will boost your confidence. And at first you're going to fake it till you make it, right? Because maybe if you have shitty posture and you hunch over a lot, doing like shoulders back, chest out type body language will not feel natural at first. So you're going to have to fake it until you make it, but you want to be conscious of it till you get that muscle memory, until it becomes a part of how you walk. You know what I mean? It's all about changing behaviors. It's all about changing behaviors, but you got to be aware of it at first, right? So yeah, exactly. Watching the way you walked, body language, all that kind of stuff, that will boost your confidence. Yeah, let's see here. Posture walk will move the needle and shut the fuck up, and slightly nicer clothes. Yeah. Wear clothes that fit. A lot of guys wear, I talked about that last week too. On Friday, we talked about clothes that fit. Pretty much. Dressing better will boost your confidence. Also smelling better, right? Cologne, there's studies that show that cologne by itself will boost a man's confidence. We talked about that on Friday too. All right. So let's see here. So writing field reports. So actively recording and reviewing the results will help you be aware of the puzzle pieces you're missing and allow you to course correct, right? That's where the OODA loop comes in. And then having this understanding of how to proceed will give you the confidence to act, right? When you realize like, hey, this didn't work well for me, I need to change my behavior to get this certain result. Now you can come up with goals to work towards to achieve those results. And just knowing where you're going in general and knowing what you need to do to act, that will give you confidence by yourself. That's one way that field reports really help. So Barbarian's right. And then finally, we got the last one here. Look into my coaching programs, guys, or join the beer club. You can find both of those at gumroad.com. I moved everything over to Gumroad. Man, their platform is so easy. I can see why all the grifters use it. It's such an easy platform to set up, and they give you so many more tools than having Patreon. So I moved everything over to Gumroad, but check that out, right? I'll work with you one-on-one. You're working with me directly. I was talking with a guy yesterday. He used to work for a big coaching outfit. Okay. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to shit on anybody, but he worked for a big coaching outfit. And what he found was that it was the whole thing was a big grift, and I'm just like, man, I never want to let my coaching program get to that. Right. A lot of times you'll join a coaching program thinking that you're going to be working with the guy on TV. Right. Elliot Holtz is like this. He sells these big coaching programs. You don't work with Elliot, right? You work with one of his underlings that you've probably never heard of before. But when you pay all this big money, you're paying for the name. You're paying for the guy that you see on the screen that's giving you this advice. You want to work with that person. Guys that do that, it's like, I understand you can scale better by hiring out your coaching to you outsource your coaching, that you could scale better that way. But I'd much rather have guys have results, and I have an investment in these guys, just like they're investing in me. I'm invested in their success, right? I want to make sure that they succeed. So check that out. And then also just get on the beer club. It's only $10 a month. I'm not getting rich off the beer club. The beer club is really for the boys. And then it really just helps support the podcast. It allows me to buy stickers to send out to people when they join the mailing list. You know what I mean? So it's for the boys. I enjoy the monthly hangouts that we have. That actually allows me to unwind and just talk about guy stuff. It's not work for me. It's fun for me to actually get in there and chop it up with you guys. So check that out. That all that kind of stuff will help boost your confidence, right? Especially it'll help you understand what you might be doing wrong, so you can take better actions and then achieve those results. And once you start getting success and you start crossing goals off your list, you're going to have more confidence. You just will. All right. We got a couple other chats. Oh, Star here showed up. Let's see here. Anthony, let's see here. Anthony Robbins turned into a huge grift. Yeah. Unfortunately, that model, right, will make you like millions. It'll make you millions, right? Selling big events out for $6,000 a pop. That kind of stuff will actually make you a lot of money, but it's like, he doesn't work with you one-on-one, right? He gets up on stage, he gives his song and dance, and then he has a bunch of other guys in his program work with you in like small groups and stuff like that. I sent my ex-wife to Unleash the Power Within or something like that. This was years ago. His books are good though, right? He's got some solid books, but he uses a ghostwriter too. I'm writing my own book, right? I'm writing my own book right now. And I distinctly wanted to write my own book and not use a ghostwriter. I had my friend Chuck Kohout. You guys might know him as Chuck Daddy on TikTok. Chuck, he networks with a lot of dudes, and he actually has Tony Robbins' ghostwriter on speed dial, right? And he goes, "Hey man, if you want this guy, I'll give you the number. We'll set it up." And I'm like, I want to write my own book. I want to, maybe that won't make me millions, but I want it to be my information. I don't want it to be some other writer's information. You know what I mean? So it's a tightrope we walk in this business, being a coach and doing this type of thing. Like, do I fall on the grifting side? Do I, It's all a little bit of a grift though, I guess, huh? Star says things that make you feel good, AKA when you look good, you feel good, makes confidence. Yeah. When I first started business, it was all men and then me. So I'd even get dressed just to work phone some days. Yeah. In sales, you get rejection, expecting more no's than yeah. Same principle to lead. Yeah. So I talked about that on Friday's episode. Star talking about actually going out and making it a goal to get rejected will build confidence, because you won't be so afraid of the rejections anymore. You'll be used to it. You know what I mean? All right. That's all I have for this episode, guys. Tune in Friday. Like I said at the top of the show, Friday's episode is a pre-recorded live. So I recorded it on Sunday because when that drops at 10 a.m. Eastern time on Friday morning, I'm going to be on my motorcycle. I'm going to be riding my motorcycle all the way up to Sturgis from Colorado. It's about 11 hours from my house to Cappy's house. It's 11 hours on a motorcycle. Probably more, because I'm going to have to make pit stops and stuff like that. It's going to be the longest motorcycle ride I've ever done. And so that's going to be an experience, right? That's going to have me step outside my comfort zone a little bit, but it's going to give me a great story. So I'm excited to do it. And it's good. It's always good to hang out with Cappy. I hung out with him last year at the bunker. He's such a generous host. When you go up and visit Cappy, he's such a down to earth, good dude. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But tune in Friday. We're going to be talking about the 15 lessons for young men from the Book of Puck. That's what the episode's about. If you guys haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, hit those notifications. Thanks to everybody that sounded off in the live chat. When you guys sound off in the live, that actually helps these episodes go by a lot smoother for me. They're more fun that way. If you guys are watching the replay, drop a comment below. Your favorite emoji, doesn't really matter. You can even down below drop just a suggestion for other guys that might be finding this video on ways to boost confidence that maybe we didn't touch on. Follow me on social media. The links are in the description. Star follows me on Instagram, guys, so you should too. Thank you for everybody that sent super chats today. I really appreciate that. Get on the email list.comeonmanpod.com. Get the PDF with 20 dating app openers. And I also have Rule 0 stickers that I'm mailing out, part of the normal, these other stickers, right? Not a nice guy. Sending all that stuff out. And if you guys get the stickers, I posted one yesterday. If you guys get the stickers and put it on something, the picture I posted yesterday, a guy had a coffee mug that he had red pilled on his travel mug. So he sent me a picture of that. I'll share that on social media. And then you'll get the PDF as well. If you guys like those designs, they're available as merch, right? Get a coffee mug. That all supports the show as well. Check out the Practical Law of Attraction course. This will help you with your confidence as well, because if you change your mindset about a lot of things, it fixes a lot of your problems. And everything starts in your head. Your results are because of your actions. Your actions are because of your thoughts, what you're thinking about. And a lot of the times we don't get the results that we want because our paradigm is holding us back, right? So this will help you reprogram your subconscious mind. So check out that course. Get on the Beer Club. It's only $10 a month. You know, you get to join a private Telegram community with like-minded dudes. You can drop your field reports in there, get some feedback from the guys. You can just shoot the shit in there too. I really don't have a lot of rules, right? If you guys have funny memes you want to share, you guys want to, you know, make sexist jokes, I don't give a shit, right? I'm not really limiting free speech in there, right? Just don't be a complete fucking asshole, and then we won't have a problem. And then once a month, we actually get together like this over video and then have drinks and talk about guy stuff. It's a good outlet for men. And then, you know, coaching's available too at gumroad.comeonmanpod.com. All my offers are on Gumroad now. So if you go there, you'll see everything that's available. But we've already talked about most of that stuff. But if you guys want one-on-one coaching, if you really want to sit down and work on some of this stuff, I have that available. There's two offerings for that as well. There's sort of like a tier 2 and then a premium version of that. So check that out, gumroad.comeonmanpod.com. Do we have any more super chats? No, we don't. So we'll go ahead and end it here. And we'll see you guys technically for Friday's live stream. We'll see you then.
This has been the Come On Man podcast. Now, go out and get it.